Hi friends, welcome back to this seventh video of our PowerShell tutorial series, and today we will be learning about the for loop and how to use it, right? And from today onwards, I will be using the Windows PowerShell ISE, that's the integrated scripting environment, instead of the regular Windows PowerShell console, as that gives me much more flexibility and options to work with. So if you are using Windows 8 or 8.1, you can hit the start key, and actually I'm using the start menu plugin, you can say, which gives me the old start menu like we used to have in Windows 7. And from here you can simply type PowerShell, and it'll give you all the options. So I have this little icon pinned to my taskbar, so I can easily go here, right click it, go to Windows PowerShell, and make sure you always open it as an administrator. Otherwise, you won't have the necessary privileges. Okay, so let's open it, and it should take a couple of seconds to load the PowerShell ISC for you. All right, so here on the screen we see two panes here stacked vertically. The left hand pane is the output pane, and the right hand one is your scripting pane. Okay, by default, sometimes when you are loading it for the first time, you might not see the scripting pane, and you will only have this output pane in front of you. So you can always go here, click this little icon that says show script pane right. And in case we don't like the vertical layout, you can switch it to the horizontal layout, where you would have the scripting pane on top and the output pane on bottom. Some people they prefer working like this, but I personally prefer the vertical pane so that I can see my output straight away on the left hand side. Okay, so if you want here, you can go ahead and type in the commands directly, and that should work as usual. There is no difference. You can go to C Windows, CLS, all the commands will work here. Get service like we did in our previous tutorial. So now if you see here, it is giving me the code hints. So it's giving me the all the possible service names that I could choose from, and there we go. Okay, pretty cool. And here on the top and top corner, we have the menu bar where we can load scripts, save scripts, new PowerShell tab. Uh, in case if you want to write multiple scripts together, you can have multiple tabs open here like this. If I control T, I'm sorry, not control T, my bad. Go to, yeah, it's control T actually. There you go. Okay, can work on multiple scripting panes. Can wipe out the entire console. And this is for the new remote PowerShell tab. This will connect you to a remote machine like this. You can put in the computer name and the username and hit the connect button. This will pop up the PowerShell module for you, or the PowerShell window in the admin mode. Okay. Okay, so this is the command window. So in ISC, Microsoft has given you the benefit, or rather an option, where you get to see the whole list of commands available to you. Okay, and if you want to search for a particular command, you can simply go here in the name field and just start typing it, and it will give you the commandlet for you. So if you double click it, it will give you a form here where you have to put the computer name, all those things, and if you run this query, it will give you the output here. So if I say uh, get service, uh, what should I type here? Computer name is localhost. Let's see what it does. Great. So it's showing me the services from this local machine. You see that? However, I don't personally need it because I never use it as such. So I'm closing it. Let me clear out the entire console pane from here. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So today our topic is to learn about the for loop. So for loop. So looping means doing the same thing again and again. Okay. So there are various loops present in PowerShell, and the for loop is the very basic one. And those of you who are coming from a programming background like C, C++, Java, or anything like that, any object-oriented programming language would have for loop in it, and the concept remains the same. So you have, let me show you the syntax here. So it starts with the keyword for, with the open and closing parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis, the first parameter it takes is the counter. Okay. The second one is the range till which the counter would run, and the third one is the increment. Okay. So why do we need this? Again, to execute a similar command again and again and again. Let's say we want to output, we have a variable $a, okay, that says hello there, and we want to output it several times. We can keep on executing the same variable, I mean echo the same variable again and again, but this is pretty uh, cumbersome sometimes because you don't have the I mean, a programmer won't want to run the same code 1,000 times if he has to. So what he would do, he would simply put the thing in a variable, open a for loop, and the counter. For the counter, you can put any variable name like $i. $i is the most commonly used variable. So it let's start with 0. I mean, you can start it from 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere you want, but it's a standard practice to start it from 0, right? The second one is a limit. Okay, so normally we put it like this: I is less than, let's say we want the loop to run 10 times, so we'll put 10, and we will say I plus plus. So I plus plus means increment the value of I each time the loop has completed successfully. Okay, let me just put the braces here, and you have to open and close a curly brace because the whole loop would run. I mean whatever you put here would run 10 times. Simple as that. But you see a little squiggly here, a red squiggly. This means there's something wrong, and if you put your mouse over the squiggly, it says the less than operator is reserved for future use. You cannot use the less than symbol in PowerShell. So how do we go about it? We have something known as -lt. So LT is the short form of less than. Similarly, you have GT for greater than, GE for greater than equal to, and LE for less than equal to. So in PowerShell we don't use the regular greater than or less than symbols, or greater than equal to or less than equal to, like that. Okay. In our case, we'll be running the loop from 0 to 9 10 times. So we'll be using less than 10. Cool. And what we want here, we want to output. So for outputting anything, we would use the write host command here. Okay, so it writes the output to the host. So our host is this. Okay, so I type write host hello and just execute this line. So in PowerShell ISC, if you want to execute a particular line of code, either you can highlight the content or just simply put your cursor onto the line number and hit your F8 key, and this will execute that particular line only. All right, let me wipe this out. But now I don't want to write hello. I want to output $a. All right, so there is a little catch here. Let me just give this heads up to you guys. In PowerShell, um, quotes and single double quotes and single quotes have their own meaning. Okay, so if I put single quote here and then say write host single quotes $a single quotes, if I execute this, you will see $a as an output and not hello there, because whenever you put a single quote, it simply ignores what it is and outputs the content whatever is present inside between these single quotes. But if you replace these with double quotes and put the $a in it, it would actually resolve this $a into its value, which is hello there, and would show you the output. Let me demonstrate that to you. See that? Perfect. All right, so now we want to run the script, and to run the whole script, when you want to run the whole script, not a particular line, simply either you can click on this button or press the F5 key. So let me just press the F5 key on my keyboard here. Boom. So it executed the loop, and we have hello there 10 times. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty neat and effective. All right, let me give you another demonstration here before we end this tutorial. We must have heard about arrays. So in case if you haven't, let me just tell you what array is. So array is a collection of items which are stored in a single variable. It's a data type. It's a native data type, and it's used, I mean, in every single programming language. You just name the programming language and you would have array there. Okay. So in array, all the elements are stacked together in a contiguous manner, and you can refer to the elements by their index numbers. So the index, it starts from 0 and it goes till n minus 1. So it starts with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, till you have n minus 1. You reach n minus 1. So let me show you how we can define array in PowerShell. So we declare a new variable $b, and normally what you would do in other languages, you would uh, either open and close square brackets like this, and then you define something here. But in PowerShell, it's defined a little bit differently. You put the at symbol here and open close parentheses. So within this parenthesis, you put in your elements like 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Let me put 4 elements. Okay, and you need not to put end the line with a semicolon because it's not built in the programming language. So now we want this loop, let's say, to run uh, till the number of elements are exhausted. So let me show you a new function, very pretty handy function, that is count function. So if I say count, it gives me, I'm sorry, we didn't declare the variable yet. There we go. We have 3, and why is it showing 3? The reason being, it's giving me the count, not the length. So we need the length here. Okay, and in case I didn't know whether you notice or not that when I'm typing len, it's not giving me the code completion hint. The reason being because this dot is already present there. So if I want the code completion to work again, I would have to remove this dot and put it again. Okay, but in case, let's say you did like something like this and you want the code completion to work straight away instead of deleting that dot, what you can do, you can type few letters, I mean, and press the control and shift button. So that will initiate the code completion module again. Okay, whatever you call it. So we need the length, and if I hit it, it says 3. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So we can use the count or the length, whichever we want. So I'm using count here, count plus 1. So there are 4 elements. Okay. And here I would say $B till it goes, and we refer to the index like this. Put the index number within the brackets. Okay, square brackets. So how we would define the index? It would be our our counter number. So counter would be starting from 0. So the first element would be B0, then B1, B2, B3. That's it. Let's see what happens. If I hit F5, 1, 2, 3, then 4. All right. And I believe there is some mismatch. So $B dot count. All right, that's why. Cool. Since I missed, I mean, I placed the single code in a wrong place. It was giving me a count of 3, so it should be 4, right, like this. And now it's showing me the proper values. I don't need to put plus 1 here. Right, so we have to remove the right host from here, and we have to refer the index as $I, because in PowerShell you would always have to refer the variable starting with a dollar symbol. Okay, so now if I hit the F5 key, it gives me the output 1, 2, 3, 4. You can ignore this 4 as of now. Okay, this is how the array functions. So it's looping through each of the elements one by one and showing me the output. There is another loop which is the for each loop, and that is much widely used to loop through the elements of an array. We would be discussing that in a later section. Alright guys, so thanks so much for viewing this video, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to drop that in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the like button. See you next time, and we will be checking some more loops. Okay, thank you and have a good day.